Welcome back everyone, Adzi here, and we have another new toy that has landed here at the Armory. So we're going to have a little look together. Now this is one of the Tokyo Marui recoil systems. This is the Sop Mod M4. And as we can see here, that is the picture of it on its box. But we're not going to delay too much longer with the box. We're just going to get it open and have a look at what's inside. So there it is, that's the bit we really want to be seeing, the toy itself. So there we are, obviously looking pretty fantastic, isn't it? So let's have a look at some of the key features that these particular models offer as a standard production thing out of the box, just so we can see what we're getting for what we're spending, because these are not the lowest cost thing. Let's be honest, we know these cost a small fortune. And of course you get the, let's call it the mid-cap mag. Now that does have a unique feature, which I'll go into in a bit, that actually works with these in terms of stopping the rifle once you've run out of BBs, but we'll have a look at that in a second. So starting with a very brief overview of its kind of construction and build, it is extremely solid. There's no wobbles, creaks, anything untoward on there. You've got the nice, neat slidey stock, as you'd expect, and of course, magwell has a nice reassuring click to it. So let's get a battery in it and let's see what it actually does. So for the battery then, the battery goes in the tail end of the stock. Now if we open this up and we pull this little bit out, we will see that there is quite a unique battery connector in here. Now that is designed to work with the specific Tokyo Marui batteries. Now the idea behind that is that that will literally slide straight in like so. So as it is standard there, that is a proprietary battery. So if you were going to use that in the complete standard as Tokyo Marui intended, you would need to invest in those. Now, I know a lot of us are going to have like your LiPo batteries. Now on the subject of going with batteries, that is an 8.4 NIMS battery. Now, I wouldn't use any more powerful than that when you're using NIMS, but if you're going to use a LiPo, I wouldn't go above 7.4 volt. Yes, an 11.1 would work, but I feel it would turn that too quickly and you would risk damaging it. So don't do it, in my opinion. But if you wanted to use something like that in there, that you may already have for your other toys, it is possible to get little adapters, just so you know. So that plugs into the tail end here, and that then allows you to have a Dean's connector for your normal batteries, just in case. But for the purposes of us testing this today, we're going to use it as Marui intended. So let's pop that back in there. Let's get the stock cover back on, and let's have a look. Okay, so we've loaded some BBs in. Now, the neat thing with this, and the main reason you would probably choose something like this over anything else out there, is because it is the recoil one. And what that basically means is, as the gearbox cycles within this, you're going to get, it can kind of rock back and forth. Obviously, it's not going to be bruising your shoulder or anything like that, but it does add quite a cool experience in the sense of, I don't know how well the camera's going to see this, but if I pull the trigger, the gun wobbles back and forth with its recoil that it does. And if we do full auto, and I run the mag out ready, notice there it stops, and that is not going to do anything. And you'll notice the bolt stop here has popped out. That means it's time to reload, so we take that out, you pop a fresh mag in, push your bolt, and away she goes again. Obviously, the moment you end up with an empty mag, it's going to stop. So that's quite a neat feature, I think. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is what we're getting as a chrono reading. Now, bear in mind, obviously being Tokyo Marui, this is obviously coming out of Japan. They have a much stricter kind of rules and regulations on terms of what power you can have from an airsoft toy than most other parts of the globe. So we're not going to expect miracles out of it, or not the powers that we all dream of for our AEGs. So let's see what we've got. Now I've got 0.25 gram BBs in the mag for this, and I've put a small amount of pop on. Now currently we're standing in the workshop, so I can't actually set it for range, but I figured we'll do it on a 2.5 because I know, like myself, a lot of us aren't going to be wanting to use those 0.2 gram BBs. A lot of us have moved on from those now. So let's start with a 2.5, see what reading we get, and then we'll go from there. So here we go, one chrono, 0.25 rounds, ready? .255, 258, 255, 254. So we can see then that that has been doing, as a standard power, it's 0.75 of a joule, and we had between, I think, 254 and 258 feet per second. Just to run it on full auto so that we can see that. So that has done a very comfortable, that averaged at 0.77 joules, 257 feet per second, and that was doing 13 rounds a second. Now for all you rate of fire chasers out there, if you really want something that does more than that, these are probably not the builds for you, because you will smash the recoil bits to pieces if you start doing it too fast, in my opinion on these. But I think that is quite sensible in terms of rate of fire, and power is in reality what we'd expect from Tokyo Marui. But the thing is, you could leave that like that and it would probably last for an eternity if you run it on what it's meant to do. But of course, I won't be leaving it standard. No, I won't be. There will be another video, but that is to come. For now, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm actually going to go and get this on a range. And I'm going to set it perhaps with a slightly heavier BB. So we're going to do a test now on 0.28 gram BBs, and then we'll see if we actually lose much power, because as we know, the more hop we apply to lift the heavier BBs, that's naturally going to bring that power down. So let's take a quick trip to the range and see what this does with some heavier BBs in it with the hop set correctly. Okay, so we've got the hop set for 2.8, so we're going to run it through the chrono. So that has just done 0.7 of a joule, so we can see that, that's on the 2.8. And just to show you how it is flying, let's grab you over here, and then you can see so there, as we can see, when we try and run that on a heavier BB, just like we thought, we needed a bit more hop than what we would for the lighter ammo, for example. And of course it did drop a little bit in overall power. Yes, that might have a bit of an overall effect on its overall range, etc., but then you're using a heavier BB to offset that. But yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea of the sort of expected power that you can have from one of these out of the box. Now with regards to the magazines, obviously the one it comes with is the standard mid-cap, and that is with the little catch here. That is what causes the bolt stop. So what that does is that basically, when the BBs come out of here, that flicks up, and then that basically pushes the little arm that we have in here, and that causes the whole system to turn off until you've reset and done your bolt stop. Now you can get higher capacity magazines for these. For example, they do 430 round high caps. Now the feature you will lose, which is what we've just been talking about, if you have one of these, because you are then expecting it to be forced up by the little winder at the bottom, you're not going to have the little tab. So yes, you can go to a high cap mag, but you do lose the bolt stop feature for when you're out of ammo. But then you've got a high cap, you shouldn't run out of ammo. So there you go, that gives us a bit of an overview of what to expect from a Tokyo Marui NGRS, in this case the M4 Sop Mod. Obviously there's other models available out there. I should think we were very similar to performance to this out of the box. But what we're going to do next for the next video, so stay tuned to the Ads the Army channel. If you're not subscribed, do so, hit that notification bell, because you're probably going to want to see the next video of what we do to this. We're going to do some fancy stuff within this just to bring that performance up to be what I would call game ready. In other words, where I would want this to be able to perform or outperform other players on your skirmish field. Now there's a good number of things that we would need to do to achieve that. We'll be looking to lift heavier BBs, so stay tuned to the channel and I will see you all in the next one.